Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the incredible story of a man who went from a humble Texas boy to becoming America's most decorated soldier of World War II. His name is Audie Murphy, and the journey he took is nothing short of extraordinary. When people think of heroes, they often imagine someone larger than life, someone born with privilege or advantages. But Audie was just a poor farm boy with little formal education, a soft-spoken nature, and no clear path forward. Yet, what he achieved in both the military and later in Hollywood cemented his place in history. This story feels almost cinematic, but it is very real, and that is what makes it so powerful. Starting with the exterior of his life, Audie Murphy grew up in a small wooden home in Kingston, Texas, during the Great Depression. The exterior of his upbringing was tough, stripped of comfort, and defined by hardship. He was one of 12 children, and the family often struggled to put food on the table. This environment hardened him early, teaching responsibility and self-reliance. He became skilled with a rifle not for sport but to hunt rabbits and squirrels so his siblings could eat. That exterior reality shaped his determination and resilience. When he looked outward at the world, he saw little opportunity, yet he carried within him an iron will that would later serve him on the battlefield. When you look at the interior side of his story, it is not about the walls of a home but the character inside him. Audie Murphy's interior was marked by humility, courage, and an almost stubborn refusal to give up. He was quiet and modest, never boastful about his accomplishments, and often shy in public. Despite his later fame, he remained the same soft-spoken Texan at heart. The interior of Audie was not flashy or decorated with ego. It was strong, steady, and filled with an unshakable sense of duty. That short but powerful look into his character explains why so many people admired him not only for his actions but for who he truly was. Now when we shift to performance, this is where Audie Murphy's story shines the brightest. His military performance was unmatched. When he enlisted at just 17 years old, he had to lie about his age because the army initially rejected him for being too small. Few could have predicted what he would become. Once he was in combat, however, his skills, quick reflexes, and fearlessness made him stand out. During World War II, he served in North Africa, Italy, and France. His performance in battle became legendary. One of the most famous moments came in January 1945, when he single-handedly held off an entire German company by climbing onto a burning tank destroyer and firing its machine gun for nearly an hour. He was wounded, outnumbered, and under intense fire, yet he refused to give up until reinforcements arrived. That act alone earned him the Medal of Honor, but it was only one of many heroic actions he performed. By the end of the war, he had earned every U.S. Combat Award for Valor, plus several from France and Belgium, totaling 33 decorations. His performance on the battlefield set a standard of bravery that few have ever matched. Talking about safety features in the context of his life may sound unusual, but it fits. Audie Murphy's sense of safety came from his ability to anticipate danger and act with precision. For his fellow soldiers, he became a kind of safety feature himself, someone they trusted to protect them in the most dangerous moments. He had a sharp awareness on the battlefield, able to spot enemy positions, use terrain to his advantage, and take decisive action. After the war, he also became an advocate for the safety of veterans returning home, speaking openly about the struggles of post-traumatic stress long before it was widely recognized. That willingness to shed light on hidden dangers showed his concern for the well-being of others, even outside the battlefield. One of the most compelling unique selling points of Audie Murphy's story is the sheer contrast between his size and his achievements. He stood only about 5 feet 5 inches and weighed 112 pounds when he first tried to enlist, hardly the image of a warrior. Yet, his courage was enormous, proving that bravery has nothing to do with stature. Another unique point is how he transitioned from a decorated soldier into a Hollywood actor, playing himself in the film To Hell and Back, which was based on his own memoir. That movie became Universal's highest-grossing film for nearly 2 decades. He wasn't just a soldier or an actor. He became a cultural symbol of determination and resilience. Another aspect of his unique appeal was his honesty about his struggles. Unlike many who hid their scars, he spoke openly about nightmares, sleeplessness, and the invisible wounds of war. That transparency set him apart and made him not only a hero but also a relatable human being. When we think about price, in Audie Murphy's story, it is not about dollars but the price paid for freedom and recognition. The cost he bore personally was immense. He suffered physical wounds in battle, but even more painful were the psychological scars he carried for the rest of his life. Fame came with its own price as well, as he struggled financially at times and battled the pressures of Hollywood while dealing with inner turmoil. Yet, the price he paid also represents the broader cost of the sacrifices made by soldiers of his generation. His decorations and medals were earned through blood, fear, and sacrifice, and they remind us that freedom has never been free. In conclusion, the story of Audie Murphy is one that combines hardship, courage, and humility into a single life that continues to inspire. From the rough exterior of his poor Texas childhood, through the quiet and strong interior of his character, to his unmatched battlefield performance, Audie Murphy showed what determination and bravery can achieve. His actions provided safety for his comrades, his unique journey from soldier to actor and advocate distinguished him from others, and the price he paid is a reminder of the heavy burden carried by those who fight for their country. What makes his story timeless is that he never saw himself as a hero. He often said the real heroes were the men who didn't come back. That humility, paired with his undeniable accomplishments, ensures that his legacy will live on. So when we look back on Audie Murphy, we don't just see America's most decorated soldier. We see a boy who had nothing, who grew up in hardship, who faced rejection, but who rose above all of it to become an enduring symbol of courage. His story is not just about medals or battles, but about the spirit of resilience and the belief that one person, no matter how unlikely, can make an extraordinary difference. And that is why Audie Murphy's name continues to stand tall in history.